right, travel crew. Abe here, and we've just stepped into this. Still can't taste a thing, but that just means my other senses are screaming. The very air here feels ancient, thick with a dust that coats everything in a fine silver gray sheen. The ground shifts underfoot, not like sand, but like shattered bone. Chef T always said, "A tongue is just a muscle, but the world is a map, Abe. Read it." My vision picks up faint, flickering lights far in the distance, like embers in a vast, dark forge. Legend says one recipe, one perfect dish, can shatter this taste blindness. The wind here isn't just cold, it's sharp, carrying microscopic grit that stings exposed skin. Every step on this fractured ground sends a low, thrumming vibration up my boots, disorienting my balance. Faint, acrid trails of what smells like burnt metal and desperation hang in the air, marking paths no one returned from. My hearing strains to filter the wind's keening from a deeper, rhythmic thump somewhere beneath us. This place is a sensory overload, pushing my limits before we even start. So, travel crew, what do you hear in the silence? Travel crew, Abe here. Look who just stumbled out of the silver dust. A figure weathered like ancient stone, clutching a crude pickaxe. "Boy, you lost?" the settler rasps, his voice like grinding shale. "Just seeking the hidden village oil," I reply, my smile unwavering. He spits, a dry metallic clink on the fractured ground. That oil from the deep hum. The air there breathes iron rot, and the ground sings with the earth's fever. I inhale deeply, filtering the acridness for his iron rot. A faint, sweet ferrous scent confirms his warning. My boots register a new, subtle tremor, a low, resonant thrum through this world, his earth's fever. This place isn't just dangerous, it's dismantling my perception. The curse weighs heavier. So, travel crew, how do we navigate a world that sings with fever? Travel crew, Abe here, and we've found the Deep Hum's resident. This colossal segmented creature, its carapace, a mosaic of obsidian and glowing amber crystals, slowly scrapes across the fractured ground. It's not just moving, its massive limbs resonate with the earth's fever, absorbing the ground's tremor. Chef T always drilled. 5 senses geometry, Abe. The world speaks in vibrations, not just words. I detect a faint, sweet mineral exhalation from its grinding joints, a stark counterpoint to the acrid iron rot permeating this air. It pauses, its crystalline head tilting, then crunches down on a patch of shimmering dust, the very source of the hidden village oil. The ground beneath me lurches violently, a disorienting seismic shift that nearly sends me sprawling. My curse isn't just taste blindness, it's a compass spinning wildly in this geological chaos. So, travel crew, how do we harvest the oil when its guardian consumes the very ground we stand on? Travel crew, that colossal guardian just showed us where the hidden village oil really hides. It's not just dust, it's a shimmering, viscous pool, nestled deep within the creature's recently vacated impression in the fractured ground. The air above it shimmers, thick with a scent like ancient amber mixed with petrichor, but with a sharp, almost metallic edge. I extend my specialized tongs, their tips designed for delicate extraction, towards the glistening surface. The oil itself seems to breathe, contracting slightly as my shadow falls upon it. Its surface tension is incredible, resisting the tongs, pulling back with a subtle, almost sentient reluctance. A faint, high-pitched whine emanates from the oil, a sound I feel more than hear, like stressed crystal. As the oil reacts, my internal compass spins even faster, a disorienting vortex in my mind. The air suddenly feels heavy, pressing in, and the acrid iron rot smell, intensifies, almost suffocating. A weathered voice cuts through the tension from behind a rock. It sees the shadows, chef. It remembers. This isn't just an ingredient, it's a living entity, reacting to my presence, to the very light. So, travel crew, how do we extract an ingredient that remembers? All right, travel crew, this isn't just oil, it's a living archive, and it's time for a delicate negotiation. My specialized tongs hover, their polished tips reflecting the dim light, ready to coax a sample from the shimmering pool. The weathered voice from behind the rock rasps. It remembers the touch of iron, chef. It hates the shadow. I ignore the warning, trusting my precision, and dip the tongs. A low, resonant thrum vibrates through the ground, not from beneath, but from the oil itself. The viscous surface erupts, not splashing, but coiling upwards like a furious serpent, jetting a stream of thick, dark fluid directly at my protected visor. The acrid iron rot smell burns through my filters, stinging my eyes, making my throat constrict. My internal compass spins violently, throwing my balance, a dizzying vortex in my mind. Foolish chef, the voice shouts. It demands a different offering. Chef T's gruff voice echoes in my memory. Abe, some ingredients speak through their boundaries. Listen to the recoil. This isn't about extraction. It's about understanding its language of rejection. So, travel crew, how do you persuade an ingredient that fights back with memory? All right, travel crew, this oil recoiled from iron, but every rejection is just a recipe for a new approach. The ground beneath us heaves with the oil's seething anger. A low, guttural groan from the very earth. I quickly gather a broad, leathery leaf, its surface slick with natural resins, and fold it into a makeshift scoop. The weathered local, a figure cloaked in shadow, watches with wide, unblinking eyes as I approach the pulsing pool. It will consume you, chef. The voice rasps, a dry whisper against the wind's keen. My gloved hand, steady as a surgeon's, dips the organic sheath into the shimmering, dark fluid. The oil hisses, a sound like countless tiny grains of sand grinding together, but it doesn't jet. It slowly, reluctantly, flows into the leaf vessel, its viscous tendrils clinging to the natural fibers. A wave of profound giddiness washes over me, my internal compass reeling with a disorienting force. The air thickens with a new cloying scent, like ancient forgotten spices mixed with raw, unrefined power. I quickly bind the leaf pouch with tough, fibrous twine, sealing the volatile ingredient. The ground around us shudders with a deep, tectonic tremor, the very air vibrating with contained fury. My balance is a tightrope walk, every muscle screaming against the astral disorientation. So, travel crew, how do you keep your footing when the world itself is trying to shake you apart? All right, travel crew, this oil is a living tremor, and every step is a calculated risk. The ground beneath us isn't just shaking, it's actively rending, cleaving open in jagged, smoking fissures. My body becomes a gyroscope, counteracting the Earth's violent lurches with precise, minute adjustments. I feel the deep, resonant pulse of the world through my boots, aligning my breathing with its chaotic rhythm. A small, furred scavenger, its 6 legs scrambling, yelps as a new chasm rips open directly in its path. Hold fast, I project, my voice cutting through the wind's shriek. My free hand, swift and sure, snatches the creature, depositing it safely on stable ground without a single jolt to the oil. The cloying scent of ancient power intensifies, pressing down on me like an invisible, crushing weight. My vision blurs at the edges, the astral disorientation now a constant, nauseating companion. Every muscle protests, screaming against the relentless fight for equilibrium. This isn't just carrying an ingredient, it's carrying the world's core. So travel crew, how do you keep your focus when the very ground beneath you is trying to swallow everything whole? All right, travel crew, this hidden village oil demands respect, and I'm giving it a masterclass in purification. I've settled the living tremor onto a massive, ancient grinding stone, its surface scarred with forgotten symbols. The stone itself hums, absorbing some of the oil's chaotic pulse, a faint, earthy aroma rising to meet the oil's sharp mineral tang. My gloved hands work the heavy pestle, applying precise, rhythmic pressure, feeling the oil's resistance, then its reluctant surrender. A cloaked figure, old and weathered, gasps from the shadows of a crumbling archway. The earth, it feels you, chef. Suddenly, the ground beneath the mortar lurches violently, threatening to shatter the stone and spill the precious ingredient. Chef T's voice echoes. 5 senses geometry. Abe, anchor your core. I brace my body, a living counterweight, adjusting my stance, channeling the earth's chaotic energy into a steadying force. The oil, now a shimmering, viscous liquid, begins to emit a high-pitched, resonant whine, intensifying my astral disorientation. My vision swims, but my hands remain steady, perfecting the purification. So, travel crew, how do you find stillness when the world itself is screaming? All right, travel crew, the moment of truth has arrived. The purified hidden village oil, a dark, shimmering tear on my gloved fingertip. I bring it to my lips, feeling its cool, slick density, then swallow. A searing cold instantly spreads, not a temperature, but a void ripping my core. My vision flattens, the world draining to stark monochrome, edges sharpen. Chef T's voice echoes. Abe, the world is a canvas. Paint your truth. The cloaked figure gasps. He's becoming the shadow. Nearby, shadow creatures freeze, mirroring my thinness. My body feels like a stretched membrane, pulled taut against reality. I reach out, my hand passing through the ancient grinding stone, leaving a 2-dimensional imprint. So, travel crew, how do you cook when you're no longer quite there? Travel crew, if you ever wondered what it feels like to be a shadow, well, now I know. The monochrome is slowly receding, the world regaining its vibrant, if fading hues. My body still feels thinner, a permanent echo of that 2-dimensional state. The hidden village oil didn't just transform me, it recalibrated my very essence. I feel a subtle shift in my internal balance, a new understanding of density and space. The acrid scent of burnt metal and desperation is giving way to a faint, sweet decay. The cloaked figures here taught me about survival at the edge of existence. I'll leave a small, purified shard of the ancient grinding stone, a silent warning of the oil's cost. This world's energy is truly draining now, the flickering lights dimming to ash. The next portal's scent is already on the wind, a sharp, metallic tang mixed with something aquatic. So, travel crew, ready to dive into the deep end?